Hi Taurus, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chandler. This is your weekly intuitive message dedicated to the 1111 portal, as well as some astrology we're going to cover for the next few weeks. It's an interesting time, Taurus. I really think that you are going to benefit from this full moon in Taurus. Of course, every sign who has a moon, especially a full moon in their sign, always reaps the most benefits from its powers. And of course the 1111 portal, it's a very auspicious time to be manifesting, and I think you are going to be making some pretty significant headway. So Taurus, if you've been watching either your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, maybe you're a cross-watcher and you've already seen the astrology covered in the other videos, I'm going to cover the astrology again. So if you feel versed in the astrology and you'd like to skip over to the tarot, please feel free to do so. I'm going to be going over the astrology for those who are just tuning in, who haven't yet watched any of my other videos, okay? So, as you guys know, the 1111 portal happens every year. Last year was a significant portal, but I don't believe it's as powerful as this one. This portal is significant because we have a lot of astrology really assisting in a very deep alchemical transformative time. This is a very deeply transformative time for the reason of the new year 2020. Now, the new year is not just a new year, it's a new decade. And so this energy of 1111 is here to assist in this deep alchemical transformation of emotional stagnation, bondages, and unclarity, so that we can remove all of the blockages, all of the bandages, all of the barriers before we get into the new decade, because it is an important thing to maybe step into the new decade with the right mindset, right? Start off on the right foot. The misconception about 1111 is it's not just a portal dedicated to a 24-hour period. It's actually a portal that extends to the end of the year. So although I'm posting this on the 13th, we are just beginning in this 1111 portal, and a lot still has to transpire through it. There's an eclipse in the end of December, which I would say kind of closes the energy of this 1111 portal. And so we have roughly a month and a half to clear, cleanse, and clarify so that our manifestations can begin to solidify and actually physically transpire in our lives. So getting down to the astrology of 1111, this day itself and the energy it brings is ultimately a greater awakening. I like to say it's the ultimate illumination, okay? We have Mercury retrograde conjunct the Sun, which is actually called a cazimi in astrology. And this is happening at 18 degrees, which ultimately, numerologically, we can see is the universe trying to tell us some things have to come to an end so that other things can begin. As Mercury is retrograde and conjuncting the Sun, this may be revealing some direct or clear truths, highlighting areas that we weren't able to see before, but as this Mercury retrograde is helping us slow down, we're gaining just this larger picture. This is for the sole purpose of progression on an emotional level. So though no physical action may take place or a clear direction may be revealed at this time, your internal world is shifting substantially. Mercury transited the Sun as well this day. And this is very rare for Mercury to transit the Sun. It's a rare astrological event. And if you have the right telescope, you might be able to see Mercury transit the Sun, but with your eyes alone, the Sun's rays would just block out Mercury altogether. Through this energy, we're no longer able to point the finger at others or even ourselves, claiming things as black or white, good or bad, or dark or light, but rather viewing the entirety of our situation and the fullness of the experience. And by doing that, we're able to see how embracing the spooky, hidden, creepy, crawly agendas, the things that were hidden or the things that we were avoiding, the darkness or the shadow of ourselves within the situation. And by embracing this, we can ultimately transform it. The sun's intention, along with Mercury retrograde, is to help us reclaim our power, going from victim to victor by no longer avoiding sticky situations, by no longer ignoring the shadow of ourselves. And in fact, by embracing it at large, it gives us a lot more to work with, right? The full moon in Taurus yesterday was trining Saturn and Pluto, as well as sextiling Neptune. So what this full moon in your sign is bringing us is a period of settling and integrating what you've recently unearthed. It may be a time where you need to collect more information or try to understand your circumstances at a deeper level. Maybe isolation is necessary. But of course, your sign Taurus, you're much more concerned with quality over quantity. This focus will bring you information about what you love, what you cherish, what you value, what you're devoted to, what gives you function and purpose in life. Where your value lies also may translate to your personal finances. Scorpio, your opposite sign in the zodiac, understands other people's money. And so this may be a challenging aspect for you during this full moon. You could have issues come up relating around money or financial sustenance. As Scorpio understands the concept of other people's money, Taurus, you understand value as it applies to the self. So what this full moon is helping you do is set standards for where your needs will be met. This may be bringing up personal issues regarding personal finance, or issues surrounding that, maybe regarding laziness, overindulgence, lackadaisicalness, avoidance, obsession, and materialism. These energies, aspecting Pluto and Saturn, are helping you to create lasting progress and appropriate building techniques. These very fixed or rigid ideas, of course, Taurus, you're notorious for being a little bit stubborn with your belief systems, okay? And Scorpio and all of the surrounding planetary energies are putting a strong focus here on what you deserve. And regardless of some of the beliefs that you may have held for a long time, they're forcing you to see what you have been prioritizing and potentially question your judgment about those ideas. Mercury retrograde and the 1111 portal issues are being further clarified as Mercury retrograde is forcing you to make low vibrational issues your priority right now. Essentially, how bad does a situation need to get before you gain this clarity? How low do you have to sink before you choose to simply start swimming? And like a snake shedding its skin, sometimes it's an uncomfortable process. But if it has your awareness, you have the power to change it. So these energies are really in support of this change. Now is the time to really take a look at those deeper truths we may have been avoiding admitting to others, sure, but maybe even to ourselves. Taurus is about beauty in its highest vibration. Though right now it's being illuminated with the power of Mercury retrograde and the sun in Scorpio. So yeah, it may be bringing up some of those spooky, creepy, crawly things that we don't really want to look at and may not be so beautiful after all. This discomfort is the process of becoming more high vibrational. And then the physical reality, after this internal shift, can catch up. So the Taurus lunar energy of material possessions, beauty, earthly comforts, visceral sensations, financial security, emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental health, as well as the Venusian luxury, has a chance to shift and catch up as well. Tough love, Taurus, is sometimes necessary. So show yourself love right now by being disciplined and organized. Enlightenment can also be obtained through comfort. What actually brings comfort to the soul? There will be a challenge in Scorpio season. Is what comforts you really the scorpionic, lustrous, visceral desires, or the taboo of what may feel right but actually wrong, what comforts your soul? Or could it be something more simple or humble than that? With fixed Taurus lunar energy, all you have to ask yourself is, how can I get out of my own way? Venus squaring Neptune will draw focus upon what is possible and what may not be real. Neptune has a rose-colored glasses energy. As it's squaring Venus, this may represent a challenge in stagnated areas. Essentially, if you've been in a relationship for a while, those honeymoon glasses and the honeymoon phase may be coming off. You're going to be challenged to see the red flags that you may have been avoiding, the things that weren't working you may have to really address. So, the advice is to not let the impossible dreams distract you from what is truly beautiful in your life right now. I think that you're really going to benefit from this energy, Taurus. I'm excited to see what you're capable of accomplishing the next 2 weeks. Let's see what comes up through the tarot. Yeah, Taurus, I think a lot of issues are going to be coming up to the light for you to finalize and to complete. This does represent a larger overarching theme of a karmic cycle for you. Of course, Taurus, you do get a bad rap for being a little bit stubborn or having fixed or rigid ideas. This may be the largest challenge for you. As those ideas and your priorities shift, you're going to be drawn to find more simple or liberating themes in your life. Which may mean removing some obstacles along the way. Show me what I need to see for Taurus. Death in reverse. This is a scorpionic energy of death and transformation. And this is representing the alchemical process that you could be going through right now. It's interesting because as this is in reverse, we can see that transformation hasn't yet come to fruition. You may feel a little bit in limbo, like something is not quite ended and something is not quite begun. We have the Two of Cups. So if we look at this energy, we have a lot of water energy regarding your relationships. This may be a heavy-hitting issue for you. Your relationships may be in the spotlight right now. You could be looking at leaving a relationship and entering a new one, but with the ultimate idea of foundationalizing something long-lasting. But this Two of Cups ultimately represents fairness, equality, mutuality, understanding, or balance. So I think that you're needing to take a real strong look here within Scorpio season at what may be imbalanced, what may be kind of already stagnant, already kind of dead, and figure out ways of revamping that, maybe renewing that. There's an energy here of renewal. We have the Six of Wands in reverse. So interesting, we have two people here on horseback. It's really kind of interesting. I don't know why I'm cracking up at this, because they're headed in the same direction, but they're not on the same page, right? Whatever has happened, I feel like there could be a social dynamic at play. Six of Wands in reverse can sometimes indicate that you're having to take things a lot slower because there's maybe social pressure. There's maybe pressure to perform. You could be feeling pressure to appear a certain way, where underlyingly, death in Scorpio representing what's hidden, not in plain sight. I think you may be going through a lot more than you are actually presenting to people. This could be that you are afraid of what people may say. You're trying to figure out how you feel about a situation. We have the Four of Wands and the Devil upright. Oh, I'm sorry, the Devil in reverse. I like this card. The Four of Wands is the twin flame card, but it's also my 1111 portal card. So something may have happened for you on this day that sort of changed the way that you felt about a certain relationship. It does feel as though things are at a standstill, though there's a foundation here that still stands. Okay, so take that as you will. The Devil in reverse, it's really interesting because I do feel that the twin flame collective energy is on an uprise. There's quite an interesting element here of what comes to the surface, what comes out, is there to assist the light. Of course, twin flames and divine unions are facing a lot of darkness right now, darkness and shadow of the past, or of opposing figures, or of some sort of oppression. It seems like in your case, Taurus, whatever has happened on a social level, it's being overcome. It's being overcome. There's a lot of drama here. A lot of drama, a lot of confusion, a lot of manipulation. Third-party situations, feeling very victorious if you fail. A lot of pressure. Six of Wands in reverse. A lot of pressure. No wonder you're in a little bit of a limbo. Ooh, we have Sun in reverse. Something is being illuminated that is really unnerving for you. Something is being illuminated in a social dynamic or with people that you thought you could trust. It's really unfortunate here because we have some quick information coming your way, and I don't think that you are totally prepared for this. This could be an overarching theme of your year. This can be, that deeper reflectivity of previous mistakes or things that we just didn't see. Those rose-colored glasses. This is what I'm getting from these cards, is the rose-colored glasses are kind of coming down. There's something here about feeling very disappointed with people who you thought you could trust. This may not actually have been revealed to you. Ooh, yeah. Oh, man. Taurus, then the sun, the star on the bottom of the deck. We have a lot of really big energies for you. It's a very big lesson that you are currently trying to transition your way out of, or figure out how to make sense of. Okay, there's something about this that it's very, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we have Six of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Sun, and the Moon. Okay? This is about secrets. There may have been issues surrounding friends or family who have actually sort of plotted against your happiness. Because as the Four of Wands represents a relationship, it also represents emotional stability and long-term joy. So it's a pretty big thing to try to sabotage or undermine. With the Sun in reverse, this is talking about, your destiny potentially being on the line or sabotage because of the choices that either you or other individuals have made. This Moon is talking about secrecy, things that are kept in the dark, hidden away, that tend to creep and crawl out, but then someone sweeps it under the rug again. These are issues that really need to be dealt with because they represent a long-term overarching theme that is very cyclical and unresolved. Okay, so again, we have the Star in reverse, which just simply means that these secrets are trying to confuse you and sort of deter you from a path that would be of your choosing, or ultimately free you or give you some sort of opportunity. Let's see what else comes up. This is a very big, 10 of Cups in reverse. This is a very big overarching collective theme right now. We're going to have to face these things before the new year, just simply because they can't come into the new year with us, all right? Or they shouldn't. If you carry them into the new year, it's going to probably be a very difficult new year. And so, these are the things that really do need to be dealt with. Unfortunately, they're talking about very fixed or rigid ideas or belief systems. Could even be religion or tradition that is placed upon you, expectations of people or others' opinions that tend to persuade your ideas of things. Listen, okay, on a collective level, I'm very in touch with the collective level right now, especially as it comes to divine unions or soulmate partnerships. There is an overarching theme of secrecy, what is done behind closed doors, manipulation in the dark, that kind of energy, because there is such joy and prosperity and good karma coming through in the year 2020 that it's almost an inherent sort of instinct within people who are misaligned right now to try to sabotage that, because they know inherently they can't access that themselves. So if you are experiencing a lot of sabotage or secrecy behind your back regarding either a union, a twin flame situation, or a social dynamic, these things are going to come to the light. They are going to be illuminated. And my personal advice is to not take it personally. It's almost as if the darkness is kind of using players as pawns, in a chess game or in a puppet show. There's a lot of energy of, I don't want it, but I don't want other people to have it either. Okay, and that's something that I discovered in yesterday's reading, actually. It came through so clear. I don't want it, but I don't want other people to have it either. Or, what's mine is mine, but what's yours is mine also. There's a very greedy energy in the air. There's a very over-sexualized energy in the air. There's a very confusing energy in the air. And I think that you're having to deal with that on a very personal level. But if you can liberate yourself from feeling a victim from it and not take it personally, that would be the higher road to take. Okay? Because ultimately, all you need to do is try to have compassion for the people who don't want you to have good things in your life. Okay? The moon and the sun represent your destiny, and how secrecy and the darkness may be overshadowing that destiny right now. There could be issues that really need to be dealt with that you may be avoiding. There could be very cyclical behavior, because what do the sun and the moon do? They cycle around, right? Every year, every night, every day, that kind of thing. And then we have a 10 of cups is this avoidance. It's avoidance. It's a need for emotional security, but not dealing with it at the core, rather an energy of maybe overindulgence or materialism. This is truly an energy of from the outside looking in. Okay, from the outside looking in. Unfortunately, I don't feel like it's all that great of a situation on the inside. I feel like it's not even a great situation when you look into it either. Maybe at one point this 10 of Cups represented the happy relationship, or, the loving partner or the loyal spouse. But knowing what you know, or knowing what is going to be revealed, it's neither of those. And so I kind of feel that with this previous situation, you might feel a bit hopeless. You might feel a bit kind of like, it's just funny, because it's like, I want to say things are not as they seem, but I kind of think they seem that way anyways. Right? It's like, it's not things aren't as they seem, because they're starting to seem that way too. So maybe it's just an overarching theme of those rose-colored glasses coming off. There may be a family dynamic too, someone who you really thought you could trust, who you thought was on your side or on your team. This secret is making it feel as though you might be losing a part of your family. I mean, and this may actually hit some of you harder than you expect. The people who have plotted or betrayed you, I feel you have at a time really bonded with, really trusted, really admired even. These are deep-rooted issues regarding your upbringing, how you were raised. You could actually be looking at a mother figure in your life as if they betrayed you right now. This person, is slightly obsessed. This person wears a very thick mask. They could act very dark behind the scenes. Yeah, the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a divine feminine energy. It's a very psychic energy, and this energy knows. This energy knows for sure that there's been some manipulation. God. Yikes. Okay, so there are very big energies coming through in your reading. I'm sorry to say, Taurus, but you're going to have to face some of these truths, directly. Not only do I see a strong scorpionic energy, but I see also a Leo energy very strongly. We have 4 of Wands, 6 of Wands, and the Sun in reverse. All the rest of which are Scorpio Pisces. But what was I saying? Okay, so mother energy. There's someone who is a matriarchal figure who has potentially been undermining your success or your attempts to connect with another. This person is potentially jealous. This person is potentially obsessed and very manipulative, okay? They could be sending your counterpart nightmares and even going as far as to attack them in their sleep. This is for the sole reason of trying to deter them from contacting you and telling you the truth. And so I do feel like it's important for these things to be revealed just so you can make your decisions moving forward. If you feel as if you can trust this person, there are real issues at the core that need to be dealt with. And that is completely up to you. And of course, nothing is solidified right now. We all have a choice to make before the new year. We all have decisions to make before the new year of who we associate with, how we carry on with certain situations. But the truth is being revealed, okay? And it's really important that we take a deeper look at this, because unfortunately I feel like this is a pretty big disappointment for you. The High Priestess, the Lover's Strength, and the Tower do represent this love, okay? This love, the 4 of Wands, like I said, is still standing. This person does have a lot of love for you, or, they've been encouraging you to make positive changes, or vice versa. Cross watchers, feel free to switch up the roles. These are just the characteristics I see. This love or partnership is divine. And when we're looking at the 2, the 6, the 8, and finally the Tower, which is a 7, there is movement forward, okay, because of whatever is revealed. There is a chance to heal or to rebalance. Of course, the Lover's energy is Geminian. The Strength card is another Leo energy, and we have Mars, Aries energy in the Tower. So this tells me through a little bit of introspection, through a little bit of that truth being revealed to you, maybe incrementally, this is slowly getting you back on your path. This is slowly sort of rebalancing the karma. This is rebalancing, what light is to be shed upon this darker situation. It feels very tumultuous. It feels like you could be very torn or conflicted. But as you progress, as you move forward, there could be developments in this that make it more clear of where you should go or what will be good for you. We have the 6 of Swords ultimately on the bottom of the deck. So the advice here is to not fight, But if you do fight for anything, fight for peace. Take what you know potentially and leave a situation, move on from the chaos, and go to where makes you more peaceful. Okay, just go to where makes you more peaceful. Oh my gosh, Taurus, this is beautiful. We have the Six of Swords, Temperance, and the Ten of Pentacles. I mean, going from this very illusion, subconscious, secretive, manipulative type of energy to in your face, divinely guided, lighthearted, honest, truthful, and peaceful energy is really nice. I think whatever situation is yet to transpire, it's only a matter of time before you do find whatever it is you need to find within your soul, within this dynamic that really speaks to your own truth. I don't think that you should listen to any one person about your belief systems. In fact, I think this is a deeply reflective time of integration and settling in, because we do need to go within to find our truth. We cannot find it externally, in fact, right now. So the Six of Swords is you taking what you know and moving on appropriately. Temperance is rebalance and harmony, also divine protection through these obstacles. So as you move forward, do not feel like there will be more sabotage or that there will be more skeletons in the closet. I think when whatever this larger truth is revealed, it will be the bulk of the situation, and you may not need any more information than you have. So Temperance is definitely this guardian angel. It's definitely, this energy of the major arcana, which is a larger life lesson to accept and embrace change as it comes so that other things may remain in balance. Change is the only constant, and when we sometimes avoid change, then other more important things in our life may get out of whack as well. So embracing change and maybe not being so rigid in your motions is an overarching lesson for you up until the new year. There's healing being restored here, restoration, healing, patience, perseverance, alchemy also is what this angel means. And so I really feel like wherever you go to find your peace, there's not only spiritual and emotional well-being there, but there's also material, physical, financial abundance. You're probably coming into quite a very wealthy time in your life, a time where you feel a lot of abundance. Maybe you feel, after this larger lesson or hurdle is overcome, that you finally are where you're supposed to be, and you can really begin to lay new ground. This Ten of Pentacles is not something that you get, it's something that you can earn. Okay, and so I think the only thing that has really been holding you back is maybe second guessing yourself, not having a lot of the information, or needing to go through the emotional waves of this process of alchemy. There is definitely a deeper process of alchemy happening within you, and it's not until that shift truly happens within that the physical reality of the relationships, the abundance, the well-being can truly catch up. So, Taurus, you're kind of in that limbo stage right now. I do see that a lot of truth is coming out. You don't know how you feel. You may be missing things from the past. You may be excited for things in the future. You're a little bit torn. And so I would just say to go within. Definitely don't rely on the opinions of others, especially if they contradict your truth. If you need to find your truth, seek counsel maybe from people who you really admire or respect. Maybe get some spiritual healing as well to remove some of the illusions that have been placed upon you. If things are not looking good within or without, then maybe it's time to question whether it's time to leave this cycle altogether. Some of you could be leaving a spouse who you have children with. Or some of you could be getting a divorce, okay? There's an energy here of long-term commitments being broken, maybe because of betrayal. And if this hasn't reached the surface of the waters yet, this could be coming up in your intuition or on the subconscious level, something that you may have already kind of hunched or, had a clue, you might have suspected something. I do feel that energy of digging, getting information, not really letting it go, okay? Not letting it go, because this cannot follow you into the new year. You've got to make sure you've got to have answers. So however you want to go about that is totally up to you. But really making a decision upon that is necessary. And then finally, we end up in this really good place of like restoration and beauty and abundance. And so I'm not worried about you at all, Taurus. I'm really not. Regardless of whether you end up with someone or in a relationship after this, should be of no context to your decision. It really shouldn't. What is destined for you will be, and I don't feel a pressure to decide upon one person, or there's no pressure of actually being in a relationship or making things work. Things will work if they are meant to work. If not, or, depending on your choice making, it will end up how it's supposed to, okay? But I just wanted you to know, like, there's a lot of information here to sort through. There really is a lot of information here to sort through. And I know that you're torn. But like I said, there is no pressure, okay? What will be, will be. And I think that's maybe your motto right now. What will be, will be. And as long as you keep your standards high and make sure that you're making wise investments and that you're not just avoiding or delaying because of other people's feelings. I mean, it is kind of an energy of needing to put yourself first, okay? You need to put yourself first in the next 2 months. And if that comes off a little unemotional to people, or if you have to cut ties with people who, have been there for you for a long time, it doesn't really feel like they've been there for you for a long time, actually. It kind of feels like you were there for them for a long time. Or that they have some investment in you, like they, this external energy may have set you up with your previous partner. They may, they may admire your partner, they may want to help your partner, but your partner may not have the best of intentions. There's something here about not just simply succumbing to relationships out of guilt because they've been there for you for a long time. Like, that's what this energy is about, is things that have been there for a long time but may not be healthy are really becoming a priority. It doesn't make sense to have something in your life for a long time if it's not going to be good for you. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of perspective that you really need to have, regardless of whether it's your mother, someone who you consider a mother, a friend, someone who you consider a lover, or someone who you've been in a relationship with. These are all energies surrounding you that really need healing. They need healing because in one way or another, they're not benefiting you. And so just in a very clear way, you've got to make that decision for yourself. Okay. So thank you so much, Taurus. I actually really enjoyed this reading. I think that you're going to be successful when you move forward in whatever way you choose, as long as you have healthy boundaries and all the details of the people surrounding you and what their intentions are. Thank you so much, Taurus, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.